So this is what thrifting for 4 hours at the biggest thrift store in Texas looks like. So now it's time to decide whether it was worth it or not. Let me get all this out of bags. We'll go over some of my favorite finds and we'll decide whether bigger really was better. Okay. Y'all all know that I firmly believe every piece of clothing hanging on a rack in a thrift store has a story to tell. Whether it's the stories of its past or the stories of its future, there's a bunch. So instead of going through all the things that were in all of those bags and telling you I bought this because of the sell-through rate or I bought this because of the brand, I thought it would be more fun to show you the ones that I think have the most interesting story behind them. So we're going to start with this one. I truly believe there are some pieces of clothing that are destined to live the same life over and over again. Like this sweater. This sweater has seen snowball fights. This sweater has sat around a campfire while somebody played the guitar. This sweater has been in ski lodges around the big stone fireplace. And I feel like it's going to do that for many more years to come. This one, I found this skirt. This is a high-low hattie made in Hawaii skirt. I always pick these up because I love them. Anything high-low hattie. I found this skirt. Was so excited to find it. Grabbed it. Put it in my basket. Hours later, when I was in the tops, I found the matching top. That's one of my favorite things to do is in a thrift store when you find a piece here and a piece there. Even if I'm not buying them, I put them back together because I think they live that long together. They need to continue life together. This one was one of my most surprising finds. It's denim. It's a ski jacket and it's Levi's. Who knew Levi's even made a ski jacket? I didn't. And in my head, y'all, I can see two different types of people who wore this in the past. You've got maybe one is the, I don't know, the gangly high school student that saved money up for months and months so he could buy it and impress the girls. Or there's Mr. Cool, I'm cooler than everybody else, with the Tom Selleck mustache and the mutton chop sideburns that knew he was too cool. And so he was, you know, just kind of gliding down those ski slopes. But where it's going next is the question. I envisioned somebody a lot like Mr. Cool. I had a dear friend back in high school that said that half of being cool was knowing that you are. That's who's going to own this. It's somebody who doesn't want to spend hundreds of dollars on top brand name ski clothing to look like everybody else on the slope. They want to be a little bit different. And this vintage Levi ski jacket would do just that. Okay, this one, I don't know who owned it in the past, but we should have been friends. And whoever it's going to next, I hope we're friends. I was excited when I found this one. It was my first Y2K find of the day. Well, let me rephrase that. At least I think it's a Y2K find. Y2K style-based pieces, or even legit Y2K, which this one is, I struggle with. And y'all, I'm older than dirt. I'll be 64 in a few days. I lived through the Y2K era. I should be able to point them out, to find them without a problem. Don't know why I can't. I was talking to my kids about it. My oldest one, born in 81, the next one, born in 85, are also like, Mom, you should know this. And Josh, my oldest, was like, remember when I saved up $45 to buy a pair of Jinko jeans and I tore a hole in them the first day I wore them to school climbing a chain link fence? I'm like, yeah, that kind of brings back vague memories. And so, you know, I'm like, why can't I do this? Why can't I recognize these? And then I put two and two together. My next four children were born in 88, 89, and the twins in 90. So the whole 90s are a blur. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, y'all. Why I picked these up. These are two vests. Polyester vest. Not expensive vest. Never were expensive vest. This one has a name tag. The corn cobber. Okay? But what makes them fun and special It's the Upsetter Sea Beers, Los Angeles. So it was a CB club. I don't know if y'all are old enough to remember the craze of the CBs. Not just the truckers had them. Every car had them. My daddy had one. His handle was the Sandcastle. He was always too shy to actually talk on it, but he listened to it all the time because he wanted to know where the Smokies were so he didn't get any speeding tickets. But can you imagine the couple? I mean, it's a couple. It's a his and hers because this one's got the little chain in the front to hold it together. So this was hers and the corncobber was him. What did you do? What did you do in a CBers club? Did y'all just talk to one another on the CBs? Did y'all meet in person? What's the deal? Now, as far as who these are going to go to in the future, they may stay with me because I love them. But I don't know. I just think they are too cool to let them end up in a landfill somewhere. So that's why they came home with me. This guy. This is a two-piecer. Here's the top. It is suede. It is crochet. It is patchwork. And it's got pants. These are the pants. Again, who wore these? Was it a hippie flower child lady that wore them? Or was it the cool mom on the block in the 70s that wore them? I had a friend. I could see her mom wearing this for sure. Where is it going next? I'm hoping it's going to a festival, a music festival somewhere. I hope it is going to, I don't know, maybe a TV production studio for their wardrobe department. I don't know. It has such potential. I can't imagine wearing it. It would be so hot. But other than that, it's way cool. All right, last one on the list. It's a big mamma jamma. It's a big blue parka. It's a size 2X. It's a bordered Exxon with the truck. It's definitely vintage. Let me see if I can find you the tag. Somewhere in here. There it is. There's the tag. To me, this says Blue Collar America all over it. The backbone of Americana. Whoever wore this worked for a living. He worked hard. I don't know if that's who it's going to next or somebody who just wants the look of being that hard-working blue-collar worker. But I think it's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Now I have a whole stack of other stuff that I got. But I think these had the most fun stories. And I hope you thought so too. I don't know what else to tell you about them. They're so cool. Okay, so next time didn't go as well as planned either. The next video is from Amarillo. We had a whole great weekend planned. We were thrifting in Amarillo. We were going to eat at the Big Texan. It's a restaurant where they have a 72-ounce steak. Then if you eat it all, you get it free. We weren't going to try that. But we had 7 thrift stores on our list. We got to the first one, and we were both hit by a stomach bug. Needless to say, that weekend didn't go as planned. I still managed to thrift some, and I will have a video for you next week. It's just going to be a little bit different. But until then, I'll see you down the road.